All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special edition of the Chop Up, as tonight we do not have food for thought. Bruce Nolan and Nate Geary both are out they are out this week with a messed up voice. I don't know how else you want me to say that, but we are going to honor my man Bruce Nolan like only we can. So, ladies and gentlemen, before the Chop Up starts, let's go with my man Bruce Nolan.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. And I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to to more than I can be.
I only love it with some passion. Rubber band and the money that keeps stacking. Got a honey who come with elite fashion. She too fine, I tell her that thing magic. You ain't a hustle, you broke, well that seems tragic. Got her catching the fields like deep passes. I tell her plug if it's sticky, then please bag it. I need the best cause I grew up with.
Hey man, shout out to my man Bruce Nolan. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is a special edition of the Chop Up. Normally, y'all know how it is. We go on Saturday nights, and it's me, my boy Stros for the girls, and my man Antoine Staley. Tonight, it is just going to be me and my man Stros. Antoine is on bye week. He thinks that he's a player this week. He's like, I'm part of the Jets. And, you know, he's a Jets fan nowadays, Stros. So he's part of the Jets, so he's taking this bye week. So it's just going to be me and my man Stros. Listen, I got to shout my man Bruce out real quick about that. I had to play that before the show because everybody knows, this week Bruce is out with I think he has a cold. He has some laryngitis issues going on. My man Nate Gary's out. And I figured what is a Friday really without Bruce Nolan and Food for Thought? So I had to play that, man. How would you rate Bruce's performance there, Steros?
Hey, Bruce is in there getting it. My man even had a vocal run. He hit the falsetto. He was doing his thing in there. So shout out to Bruce, man. You know, we all just aspire to be like you, dog.
Yo, if I had half the talent that Bruce has on this, right? Like that dude singing, he doing the stew, he a chef these days, he doing it all. But listen, I do have to let y'all know that this is the Chop Up, and y'all listening to this or watching this on the Buffalo Rumblings Vidcast Network, presented by Picasso Pizza. Treat yourself to the most flavorful pizza on game day, Picasso's. We are Buffalo Pizza, shipping local and nationwide. Order online at PicassoPizza.net. What is up, Steros? What's going on, man?
Man, I've been sick for the past week, dude. It's been ridiculous, man. But I had to get on here today. I'm on the mend, but it's rough. I don't know what it is. If it's COVID, flu, it's something. But I'm hanging in there.
Man, I don't know what's happening, dude. Everybody getting sick. I was sick about a week and a half ago, but it was kind of like it fell right around the shows, so I was like able to kind of recover in between. But man, it's crazy. It seems like everybody's getting sick. And like you said, whether it's the flu, COVID, and I feel like every time I get the flu shot, it's worse.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, right? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
No, they encourage us to go and get these shots, which I get it. You get the vaccine and it's supposed to help you fight it off whatever happens. But no, man, I feel like I don't get the flu when I don't get the shot. And then when I get the shot, I get the flu and it's trash. It's like, but whatever. Let's get into it, man. So last night, I was I'm 0-1 this week on my picks. So I'm starting off bad on the bad foot. I thought that the Falcons were gonna try and figure out a way to really take the number one spot in that division. The Panthers was like, nah, forget what y'all talking about. Panthers end up winning 25-15. They had a really good day out of Foreman. Foreman ran all over them boys. Let's talk a little bit about this game. Tell me what your thoughts were. And other than the fact that Mariota's cheeks, other than that, like what did you notice? And I'm sure we can still talk about Mariota, but what did you notice in this game?
Well, speaking for the Falcons, man, at some point, when we gonna get Desmond Ridder in there? I mean, I think it's time, bro. It is time. Mariota, I mean, it's a cool story. He's been in the league for, it feels like forever. But he's just not that good of a prospect. I think he's a decent backup quarterback. But I think when you're the Falcons, I mean, you have to ask yourself, what is your end goal? And I'm not sure what that is. I think it's different. People say, well, you look at the Bills when McDermott came, they clearly wanted to win, right? Fail and win at the same time, or tank and win at the same time. But, the Falcons just can't do that. So, look at Carolina. I mean, they won, right? Like they Devontae Foreman is dope. He's super dope. And then you got Baker Mayfield on the sideline headbutting dudes. Like it's just, man, I really don't like Thursday night football. And last night's game was no different. But hey, shout out to the Panthers for getting the dub. You know, the uniforms were sick. The Wakanda uniforms, bro. The Black Panther uniforms. I
seen
like
some
them.
people. Yeah, I seen some people hating on them. I mean, first I like black. You know, like the full
Yeah.
black uniform on anybody, really. Like the Cardinals did it out here in Arizona. I love it. I love it when, you know, like I would love if the Bills got a black, like I don't even know how the color scheme would go, but like the black helmet with the, man, I would love it. But I thought the Panthers came out and they looked pretty good, man. Honestly, I loved it. I loved it. So I agree with you. I think it's time to sit Mariota. I think it's time. Wait, before I even get there, let's talk about Baker headbutting people.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, now, you know, I've been super critical of Baker since he's come into the league. Really, like I haven't liked him as a player. I haven't liked him as a personality. I feel like he was kind of too cocky too soon, and you know, he wasn't winning, but he was doing a lot of things that winners do. And I just didn't, you know, so because of that, I didn't get with it. Man, last night, okay, PJ Walker is not overall a better quarterback. I be talking my stuff on Twitter just to get people riled up, but PJ Walker is not a better quarterback. But he's won as many games as Baker.
Yeah.
This season, Baker was complete trash, and they haven't won anything with Baker. PJ Walker's actually winning a couple games with them. So I know the coach came out and said that PJ Walker will continue to be the starter going into next week. I mean, the downfall of Baker Mayfield, to my delight, is weird. But like, what do you see that I don't even know how to ask this question, man, because it's just so weird seeing a number 1 overall pick fall to this, you know? So like, what are your thoughts about how the Panthers are handling the situation, having 2 of the top 3 picks from that draft class, and then both of those guys are not getting the play at quarterback, and then you got PJ Walker coming in, and now DJ Moore looks like a wide receiver again.
Yeah, I just think that PJ Walker offers more in terms of athleticism than Baker Mayfield, for one. You know, and I think it's a confidence thing with Baker Mayfield at this point. Like, we know he can play football. Like, he can play, but we're just not getting that. And I think, you know, I guess it goes to more of a psychological standpoint. Like, the guy is one of those dudes that plays with, you know, the world on his shoulders, a chip on his shoulder. And I think he got humbled in a sense, and it just doesn't seem to me like he has that edge anymore. And so you look at PJ Walker's a complete opposite, where he has confidence. Like, he just don't care. Like, he's going to throw the ball, and he's going to get it to his playmakers. And that he may not have, you know, all the, you know, when you look at pre and post snap reads and stuff like that, but he's giving guys an opportunity to make plays. And so right now, I mean, PJ Walker is a better prospect right now than Baker Mayfield. I think Mayfield is lacking in confidence.
I think Mayfield is cheeks, but whatever, we can move on. He's just bad, bro. Like, he's just, and I know, like I said, I know I've been talking stuff about him for a long time. Like, when I did the garbage bag, and I'm like, oh, my Baker jersey came, like, you know, so I know I've been rough on him, but the thing is, there's a reason why, man. Like, if you look at the way this guy has been playing when he was playing, there's nothing about him that makes you feel like he was a number 1 overall pick as a quarterback, like nothing. And I don't know. I don't get it, man. But all right, let's move on, because like I said, that's not even like, that game was Thursday. I agree with you. Thursday night this season has been horrible. There's been a couple games sprinkled in there that we've had fun with. Obviously, Bills fans had fun week 1. It wasn't a good game, though. We just blew them out. Like, we blew the Rams out. Still wasn't a good game. So it's just not many good games this year on Thursdays. And hopefully the NFL looks at that. But I feel like the NFL is about to try to figure out how to put games on more nights. Like, I feel like it's going to be Friday night soon. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's coming. And you know, I kind of wish it wouldn't, but you know, whatever. Let's get into this weekend. But before we do, I see you flexing your colors. You know what I mean? I see you with the Michigan blue. I see it going. So let's talk about the Wolverines for a hot second, because I know you want to throw some love out there.
Oh, you know, I'm just saying, we undefeated, number 3 in the nation. And I think, you know, Thanksgiving weekend, man, they're gonna play Ohio State in Ohio, and I think they're gonna win. I don't think this team is they're gonna win a national title, but I do think they're gonna beat Ohio State and be in the college football playoff. So that'll be 2 years in a row for them. But you know, I love rocking the maize, bro. This maize here is it's clean, dog. The Jordan brand, you know, where it was over here.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's
that's my spot.
Yeah, it's always fresh when your team gets the Jordan logo. Like when you
Oh
get the
yeah.
brand, it's like, oh man, we here. We
Oh
own it.
yeah.
I'm waiting for some Bills merch. Like, or matter of fact, I need to get some chop up merch with some Jordan. I gotta reach out. Yeah, like Jordan knows me. I gotta reach out to Jordan, get some get some chop up
Hey,
Jordan
he'll
stuff.
hook you up. Hey, but that's the champion hoodie. So them joints fly, bro.
Oh yeah, we all right with it, man. I gotta get you and Antoine one, man. We gotta make that happen. But so yeah, now I'm you know me, and I've been talking a little bit this year about college, but I don't really watch it. I don't get down with it. My team is LSU. They started off rough. They made it. They look like a squad now. They
Yeah.
doing that thing. So next year, because I know they're already out of the playoffs, so it's like there's no chance. But next year, I'm gonna be talking that talk with you. So I'm happy for your boys. I hope they really do pull it out again. So who y'all play this weekend?
Nebraska. They're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
gonna kill Nebraska.
dude. Did you hear the rumor that Dion will probably be taking that job in Nebraska?
If he does, that I could think of a few other places that Deion Sanders should go other than Nebraska. I don't think Deion, the way he is a fit for that kind of culture. If you ask me, I think he needs a bigger city, more vibrant city. Because who wants to play at Nebraska? And I know if he goes there, people will play. But I guess it comes down to how much are they willing to pay him.
Well, I agree with you as far as like who he is and the type of city I feel like he could benefit the most in. But I mean, the idea of him going there and converting because you see what he's doing where he is, and it's like,
yeah.
First of all, we already know HBCUs, or you know what I'm saying. They haven't had the same attention and energy that they've been getting since Deion has gotten there. So, I mean, if he could do that and generate attention and money and all of that stuff to these schools that he's getting them on ESPN consistently, he's doing so. Like, I just can imagine what he would do at a program like Nebraska. Now, again, I agree. I think he could go elsewhere and had that place really off the charts if it wasn't Nebraska. But we'll see. I wonder what your opinion was on that, man. I read that not too long before we went live here.
Yeah, I love Deion, man. I love what he's doing for the HBCUs, and he's got his sons there. His coaching staff. He talks about how he's doing this because he wants them to get a payday. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me, man. He's a trailblazer. He's always been a trailblazer of sorts. So this is nothing different. But the fact that we're even talking about an HBCU right now just goes to show how much impact that he's had, right? He turned down, Florida State wouldn't even look at him to be a head coach. And don't you think that like that's your best player to ever walk on the in that campus, and you wouldn't give him an opportunity to be a head coach? It's just crazy. Just think if he was at FSU, the recruiting there will be nuts. But again, it is what it is.
Man, I hope homie come out to Arizona State, man. Like, Herm is gone. You know what I mean? Forget whatever they doing now. Forget that. Bring Deion out to Arizona State, bro. Like, when I tell you what Phoenix would be like with Deion Sanders as the head coach to that school, I'm gonna just tell you, I don't think Phoenix would be ready for it, honestly. So, because that dude, he would. Oh man, please.
And Deion is so drippy, dog. He is so drippy,
too saucy. Just it's over. And he's been like that. He's been like that. So, all right, moving on. Like I said, I'm not huge on the college talk, but I wanted to get that in there. I saw you repping your boys, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. So let's get to the games, man. We got a couple good ones coming up. The Seahawks and the Bucks is one that I think, obviously, the Buccaneers record right now is 4-5, so it doesn't look like they're as dangerous as we would think in the past. I still think that they have all the pieces to be just as dangerous. And then you got the Seahawks at 6-3, who is a surprise to everybody. Like, nobody thought Geno Smith would be this dude.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, I love Kenneth Walker. What he's been able to do for the Seahawks, man, is awesome. And the fact that they're 6-3 is extremely surprising. Geno Smith is playing like a top 10 quarterback in the league. Where's Justin Herbert at? We heard for so long how Justin Herbert was just as good as Josh Allen. Well, Geno Smith is balling out. Kenneth Walker. I thought Pete Carroll was kind of done as a head coach. Really, it's like I did too. But he's proven that he's still got it. So I hope the Seahawks win this game for sure.
I'm definitely Definitely, but I was talking major stuff about Pete Carroll last year.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
oh man, he's done. He's a horrible coach, and this and the third. And you get rid of Russ, and I mean, I don't even want to say this, but I'm gonna say it. Like, so I mean, is the problem Russ? Because Pete Carroll obviously still knows how to coach. That team still is. The Seattle Seahawks look completely different and better without Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson now is messing up. We don't have to talk. I know you hear it a lot in Denver right now, but he's completely messing that franchise up. When everybody kept saying, "Oh, they're a quarterback away," they finally get a quarterback, and now it looks like they're a whole lot further away. It's like, oh, what is happening, man?
man. Yeah, Russ. That whole thing is just crazy, man. I don't know what the Broncos are gonna do. And you look at all those draft picks they gave up. They're screwed. I just feel like they're screwed, man. So
I mean,
they got to figure it out.
unless he wakes up, like if he wakes up and puts it together. But I don't know if that's
Right.
you know what I mean. Like that's not a guarantee that it's gonna happen. But let's talk about that game. They go up against the Titans. The Titans are 5-3. The Broncos are 3-5. We just talked about Russ. I don't know. There's part of me that still wants to have faith in that team because I still think Jerry Judy's a beast. I think Cortland Sutton's a beast. I think I think the team has pieces that
Yeah.
would make anybody who look at a football team on paper be like, yo, this is going to be a good team. So I still think like at some point they should be able to put it together. But then you got the Titans. Derrick Henry looked like Derrick Henry again. And that makes me nervous as a Bills fan. Like as far as like I know we already played him for the season, but come playoff time, we just got smacked twice when it comes to the running game. So now I'm seeing Derrick Henry look like this again. I don't know if I want to see Derrick Henry come the first round of the playoffs or the second round.
Yeah, I will say this about the Titans. Him and Malik Willis with that read option, that's deadly. That's we know Malik ain't throwing the ball much. They're not asking him to do much. It's still midway through the season, so he's got some weeks to kind of get it together. But it's Derrick Henry. Anytime Henry's on the field, man, you got to be worried about it. And their defense is coming around. I still don't think that if the Bills and the Titans went head to head, I still give the edge to the Bills. I just don't think they have enough firepower to hang with Buffalo. You can control the clock for so long, but at some point, Malik Willis will have to make plays with his arm, and I don't think they're able to do that consistently because they really don't have anything outside. But back to terms of this Denver Broncos game, it's one of those and this will make sense to Bills fans that whoever gets the 20 points will win the game. These two offenses, in my opinion, they have their big time deficiencies, and Denver's defense is really, really good. It's a top 5 defense in the league. So I have to give the slight edge to the Broncos just because Russell Wilson at this point is better than Malik Willis.
You can't hear me?
There you go.
Good now. As far as this weekend, I'm not sure, obviously, but you don't think Tannehill is going to be back in when he's healthy? You think you think they're going to stick with Malik?
I think you should. I mean, what are you waiting for? You know what Tannehill is. You drafted Malik Willis in the 3rd round for a reason. Let the kid play, man.
Okay, I'm with you, but see, so when you were talking about the Bills, it's like even with Malik, listen, they took the Chiefs to overtime. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so even with Malik, you're right. I don't think that they have the firepower to like if Josh is on like week 1 and week 2, they don't have what it takes to go like that. But I mean, what we've seen the last couple weeks, it ain't been week 1 and week 2. It's been slim pickings when it comes to what the offense has been able to do. So I don't know. I just feel like if the offense isn't producing like what we want it to, and Derrick Henry is going, and whether it's Tannehill or Malik, like if they find a way to just keep themselves in the game and then have the ball at the end of the game, I don't know, man. It could go either way. But I agree with you about this weekend, especially if Malik Willis plays. There's part of me that just feels like, and I say it every week, and I've been wrong every week so far this year, but part of me just feels like Russell Wilson is going, he's going to wake up and the offense is going to look a whole lot better. And Jerry Jeudy is going to actually help me win a game in fantasy this year. Like one game, he's going to help me win one game.
You just need one.
I just need one from this dude, man. It's so embarrassing. Let's talk about the Lions and the Bears. This one is a little fun for me because I think the Bears, I know they're 3-6 and they're going against the 2-6 Lions, but the 3-6, I think the Bears are starting to finally figure out how to use Justin Fields. And I think that could be scary for teams in that division. I think it could be scary even for teams not in the division. Like if you have to play the Bears, you look at the schedule and it's like, oh, okay, we should smack them. It could be a trap game for a lot of these good teams. So, what is your assessment on how, like, at the very first couple games of the year compared to now, how the Bears have switched up using Justin Fields?
Yeah, you're seeing him. They're using him more as a runner. Justin Field has like 600 yards rushing on the season. I think he hit over 100 yards last week. So you're seeing him evolve and using his abilities, that this God-given ability, which is his athleticism, which is carrying him right now. We saw this with Josh Allen when he first came into the league. Until he figured out, the passing, and all the nuances of the position, he's starting to lean on his legs. So, and it's helping the Bears. And the last week against the Dolphins, man, the Dolphins should have been smacking them boys. They should have been smacking them boys. I don't know why, they're letting Justin Fields and these guys hang out, but I'm glad that some of the heat's been off of Justin Fields, that now he's starting to look a lot better. I mean, you want the Bears to show some glimmer of hope, man. These guys, when your best quarterback has been McMahon, you're like, that's a story franchise. You want them to show some kind of pulse on offense. So he's giving them that right now. Maybe this offseason they can get some receivers for him, but I like where Justin Fields is headed.
Well, they made a trade for Claypool. I like Claypool. I know some other everybody else, it seems like I talk to is more critical of Claypool than I am. I think Claypool is going to be a fine weapon for him out there, and I think obviously Mooney out there with him. I think he's going to be a good. I don't know, man. Like I feel like if they really can protect him and get one more weapon on like get another receiver to go with those two guys, and their tight end is good, I would get a better running back. I understand people like Khalil Herbert. Some people like David Montgomery. For some reason, those guys just haven't been able to put it together as a running back tandem this year. You get a stud, like you draft one in the second or third round that really can make some things happen. Yeah. I don't know. I would be nervous about that offense. Really, I would be nervous to go up against the Bears offense if they were to find another receiver and another running back to really help that offense move. Justin Fields he's going to be nasty for a long time.
And if I were to hand pick a running back for the Chicago Bears draft-wise, it would be Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. I think he's a guy that could be available for them in the second round. He's got a lot of speed, man. The dude is super fast. He's shifty, catch the ball in the backfield. I think that would be the perfect complement with Justin Fields back there.
I'm trying to think of his name, and my uncle's going to kill me because he's a huge Army fan. I want the Bills to get the kid from the Army, the running back. My uncle going to kill me. We talk about him literally every week, and now I'm having a brain fart. It'll come to me throughout the show, and I'll bring it back up. But there's a running back for the Army college team, and this dude, when I tell you, it'll come to me. But anyway, so let's talk. I know we normally wait to the end to talk about the Bills, but let's talk about this Vikings and Bills game, man. So I don't even know where I want to start.
Oh man, have you? My question for you is: have you let go of last week yet?
One more time, my phone. I'm sorry, my phone started.
Have you let go of the loss last week? Are you past that now?
Oh yeah, I was past it. Honestly, the night of. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I was in New Jersey for that game, and there's certain things that I saw live, and then when I went back to watch it, I especially was like, okay, so for me, when I look at the Jets game from last week, I think it comes down to a couple things. One, I do blame that loss on Sean McDermott. I don't blame it as much on Josh Allen and his injury, and because that was late. I don't blame it as much on, I don't know what a lot of people really blame it on. But to me, it comes down to coaching, and it comes down to really making the proper adjustments to make your team be in a position to win the game. And what I feel like Sean McDermott normally does, like for this season, we've been, and even last season, it seems like we go into the half and then we make these adjustments, and it's like, oh, okay, the Bills ain't playing in the second half. He didn't do that Sunday. I didn't feel like we saw those same adjustments from McDermott or from Leslie Frazier, even defensively. Now, the defense did enough to win. Like when you hold a team to 20 points or 20, it's enough to win. My issue with it is offensively, it was very clear that the Jets defense, the Jets cornerbacks were doing enough to not get our wide receivers as involved as we want to see. I needed to see a whole lot more Devin Singletary. I needed to see a whole lot more. Now, you trade for Naheem Hines. I understand that he's still new to the offense, so he might not know it. And I'm not, please hear me when I say this. I don't need everybody bashing me. I'm not comparing him to Christian McCaffrey. But you see the team traded for Christian McCaffrey. He was active that first game, and he wasn't doing plays where he had to quite know the playbook. It was literally just, okay, it's football. We're going to line you up here. You run to the left. If it comes down to it, get Naheem Hines the ball in space. If that's why we got him, get him involved in the screen game. Get him involved in some slants, like something to where, okay, if Gabriel Davis is not catching the ball, if Isaiah McKenzie is not doing his job, and if other players aren't okay, we traded for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what type of weapon you are going to be to help Josh out. So I just feel like they didn't do enough to switch up offensively to really say we're better than the Jets. And even if our top guys aren't performing, because really second half, Diggs was, I'm not saying he was nowhere, but they shut Diggs down. So it's like at some point you got to be, if your number one and your number two ain't working, you have to be creative enough to make the right adjustments to say, we gonna beat you with this. Right. We've been talking all year, all summer, man. We've been talking all of this shit about how our team is so much deeper than everybody else, and our third stringers are starters on other teams. Okay, well, this is the game to do it. This was the game to do it, and I didn't see that. You get what I'm saying? Like so. And I'm sorry, I just went on this whole long, but that was my issue with that game. What were your observations, or what to you? What do you think was the reason that we lost that game?
Josh Allen was the reason we lost. The Jets, they did good. They played cover 6. They're putting a lot. They're flooding the zones. I think this is another layer than last year. Last year was cover 2, right? Cover 4, and the Jets just pulled up with cover 6. And Josh has kind of been, I don't want to say lazy, but he's been chasing the deep ball, chasing the big play. He's got to get back to what we saw in the first few weeks, which is taking those short completions and just calming down, letting the game come to him. Now, on the flip side of that, I'm sick and tired of Gabe Davis. Yes, I said it, and people are going to hate it, but he's not a number 2 wide receiver. And when he needed to step up the most, he didn't. Like, Gabe disappears in games, man. He just disappears. And so I think as much as I want to blame Josh Allen for the loss, you got to see why Josh Allen is starting to press again, is because outside of Diggs, they have nothing. Nobody's producing, right? So, I just think that, for all those people out there who say we don't need Odell Beckham, the sure hell we do. Oh yeah, you need Odell Beckham, because Gabe Davis is Gabe Davis is playing like a number 3 or number 4 kind of receiver. I mean, how many catches on the year? Does he have 20 catches on the year? Maybe.
No, I think he has 16 or 18.
Okay, so yeah. So I mean, come on, man. Like this guy was supposed to be that dude, number 2, and he's going to be wanting a contract soon. And there's no way, if I'm Brandon Beane, I'm paying him $20 million a year. There ain't no way, dude. So, but again, that's we're in the middle of the season. I know the NFL season is not linear, so you're going to have these moments in the season, and it's easy to become, captivated by the moment. But at the same time, I feel like Gabe Davis needs to step up. Now, on the defense side of the ball, this defensive line, man, like Ed Oliver, where you been?
Mm-hmm.
And I know everyone can say, well, he's been struggling with injuries, and dude, Ed Oliver needs to step up, man. And say what you want, but we're just not we're good, and I think we're the best team in the league, but we're not untouchable, to say the least. And I think we need to get that in our heads real quick.
I hear you too when you put it on Josh. But again, I can put it on Josh, but my problem with putting it on Josh, I don't think Josh is perfect. So I'm not. This is not me. You know what I mean? Like, this is not me saying, but no, my quarterback is not that. The thing is, Josh decided, okay, I'm gonna put this thing on my shoulders. Got us 2 rushing touchdowns. Without those 2 rushing touchdowns, man, the Jets would have blew us out, bro. And so it's like I can't there's one side of it where it's like I agree with you, like Josh is pressing and he's doing too, but then it's like when your number 2 or your wide receiver 1B is dropping passes and he's not catching, when Isaiah McKenzie, don't get me started with Isaiah McKenzie, but when Isaiah McKenzie is basically non-existent in the way that we thought that he would be good, and then you got Dawson Knox getting paid what he's getting paid to catch nothing. You know, like at this point, it's like I can't put it on Josh. Like I've seen several passes, and I'm sure you've watched the game back. I've seen passes where Josh put it on the spot where it was supposed to be, and these boys dropped it, and then it's 3rd and 12 instead of 3rd and 3, and then we have to. So I don't know. Like I don't know. Let's move on. We got the Minnesota Vikings coming.
Woo. But you make a good. Everything you're saying is extremely valid. I think this is going to be the offseason where Bean spends a lot of assets on that offense. I think you need skill players, and I think you need offensive linemen. You got to.
But it's like I thought he did. You know what I mean? Like when you look at a roster, the way we were talking, I thought he did. We got Gabriel Davis.
We were wrong.
We got, you know what I mean? Like, we bring back Isaiah McKenzie. He's a weapon. He's such a Swiss Army knife.
I've never been a fan of McKenzie as a player. I've never been a fan of him.
I tried to hype him in offense. I did. Like, truthfully, I've been critical of Isaiah McKenzie the same way I've been critical of Baker Mayfield. Like I've been that rough. No, I have because remember, like, so after Andre Roberts left, and everybody was like, well, we got Isaiah McKenzie for punt and kick returns. And I'm like, no, you remember last season, you came to the opener with me. And I talked that talk. And then the very first return of the year, he had like a 70-yard return. So I'm like, oh, man, Isaiah might actually prove me wrong in this. And then for the first like 4 or 5 weeks of the season, everybody was like, yeah, but he's averaging the most return yards. So how can you not be? Yeah, because he had 1 for 70. And then he had 1 for 4, 1 for 8. Like, that's not a kick return. Like, what are you talking? Last season, there was a reason he got benched on special teams.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, put him in the offense. He's going to be good at those drag routes, and he's going to be good at doing these little jet sweeps and stuff. Man, listen, he got 2 touchdowns, I think, or 3 touchdowns on the year. God bless him. Thank you for the touchdowns. But I'm going to just tell you, man, give me Odell Beckham Jr. If he's not healthy, if he's not ready, what's happening with Brandon Cooks? Like, I know he wants out of there. Talk to that man. Yo, you can come get a Super Bowl. Let's work out a contract where we can afford you. You come get a Super Bowl, work with a quarterback that can help you get your numbers where you want them to be, go down as one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. We'll work it out, man. We got money coming in. Like the TV deal is going up. We got some money happening. We'll figure it out for you eventually, but come in and let's win this damn Super Bowl. Something. But right now, man, and I'm not kicking Gabriel Davis while he's down, but I'm going to just tell you, he's not wide receiver 2. And that's not a diss. Yeah. He's not wide receiver 2.
Thank you for saying that. And I don't want to come across as kicking a man while he's down, but like people made excuses for him early in the season. Well, his ankle, it's like that don't affect his hands. I'm sorry. Like he's dropping passes, man, at critical moments, dude. Like, here's the thing. You're 6'2", 6'3", right? I am so tired of seeing wide receivers let the ball hit their chest when they catch the ball. That to me, bro, you are 6'2", 6'3". Your whole go get it. Like I was arguing with somebody on Twitter. I was like, if that's DK Metcalf, you know he's coming down with that.
I'm still mad that we
Justin Jefferson comes down with that, and he's 6 foot tall. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, hey, come on, dog. Like, come on, bro.
But see, that's the thing. And again, I'm not trying to, even with Bills fans, I'm not trying to like come at Bills fans, like, because I'm a Bills fan and I love this fan base. But we make the excuses for when we love somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's the same stuff. It's the same reason why people was getting tired of Zay Jones in Buffalo, because he wasn't going to get it. He wasn't fighting for it. And dude, at some point, we gotta stop giving these dudes excuses. I don't care how much we love them. I don't care how great they are in the locker room, and I don't care how fun they are on social media and all this stuff. I want to chip, man. Like, I'm tired of the Buffalo Bills. And okay.
Be honest.
I am, but I also want to be honest. Mm-hmm. We are 6-2. Like, it could be a lot worse. We're not horrible. Sure. But what I'm saying is, when you have those type of performances, we saw Gabriel Davis have a huge performance against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He didn't have huge performances against everybody else. He's got 16 receptions for the year. That's not wide receiver 2 numbers. Like, it's just not. Outside of Stephon Diggs, we do not have a consistent threat that we can go to whenever Josh needs to get bailed out. I don't want Josh to have 800 yards rushing for the year. He's not Lamar Jackson. I don't want that. I want Josh to have 5,000 yards passing and maybe 250 rushing. Call me crazy. I know we got him in fantasy, so you want him to win your fantasy league. F your fantasy team, bro. F it. I want Josh Allen to be able to be healthy the entire year. I want our offensive line to protect him. And I want somebody who can get open quick. So that way he don't have to hold on to the ball and get his arm strip sacked and pulled back to where he has an injury on his elbow now.
Yeah,
I don't want that. We need receivers that can get open, man. Like, I know everybody dislikes Cole Beasley because of his politics and because of the stuff that he says. Man, go ahead and trash him on Twitter, but let that dude play football.
For real.
And if it ain't him, then bring somebody in that can get open like him. And I'm sorry. Let's talk about it. We still ain't talked about the Vikings. Let's because I can.
But
it just bugs me.
We got to talk about it.
It just bugs me, man.
It bugs me too, man. We got to talk about it. You know, we miss Jamison Crowder. How about that?
We do. And everybody was talking crap about him at the beginning of the year because he dropped one. And let's be honest about it. He dropped one pass, and everybody was ready to kick this dude off the team. He's not good. I bet Beasley would catch that. But nobody wants to talk about how for the first couple of weeks, he was very, very consistent for Josh on those third and short situations.
Mm-hmm.
He was making big third down plays for Josh. And I can go back and run him back if y'all don't believe me. I'll go copy them joints and put them up on Twitter ASAP. That boy was out there doing his thing. We need that man back, or we need somebody. I don't know who. I don't know now. Like, it's free agents.
Odell.
Right now.
You're gonna go get Odell. And let's be done with this. Like, you got to figure out. Look. If the Super Bowl, and I know it's the top of their minds, but you got to figure out how to sign this man to a contract. Would you rather have Odell Beckham, or now I know Odell's 29, he'll be 30, or Gabriel Davis? I'd say give me Odell Beckham. I know what I'm getting with Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying? Pay him, because you're not, are you paying Gabriel Davis $20 million a year? Let somebody else do that. As a matter of fact, I trade Gabe Davis in the offseason. I would. Because you're not going to be able to resign him. He's going to want that money. I'm sorry, but I know people are going to try to roast me on this. I don't care, and I will come with receipts. I will come with receipts. So don't even play me. Don't even play me.
I can't go that far to say I want to trade him.
I can.
No, you can. But what I'm saying is I see why you're saying that. Yeah. See, to me, I think Gabriel Davis with Diggs, with Odell Beckham will be what we want. I don't think he's wide receiver 2. You need somebody else that's going to take that energy away from you need it. Like, you absolutely need it. And dude, when we had Beasley last year, and Beasley ain't number 2. You know what I mean? But when we had Beasley last year,
he's consistent.
He's consistent. And when you have somebody that can get open on third downs like that, then Gabriel Davis can stretch the field and can do, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Let's talk about the Vikings. I keep saying we're going to talk about the Vikings. So Josh might not play. Right. Coach McDermott said that he's hour to hour. I'm hearing now, like is the new injury designation. Instead of it being day by day or week by week, he's hour by hour. With or without Josh, what are you looking at? So let's talk about both. How do you feel about this game? What do you see?
Well, if I'm the Vikings, it's Dalvin Cook all day, every day. I'm giving him the ball 30 times. The Bills are showing that they can't stop the run. They're struggling stopping the run. I'm giving it to Dalvin Cook. And Kirk Cousins is saucy, bro. You see him on the plane with the chains.
I saw him.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins is a saucy, man. He's saucy right now. But I pound the rock, man. And I'd give, Justin Jefferson some opportunities over top and just methodically move the ball down the field. That's my approach if I'm the Minnesota Vikings. TJ Hawkinson is for a guy that's a new addition, he's playing pretty well. So
who would have thought getting traded you can be used by the team before you fully know that? Oh, I'm sorry. Shots fired. Go ahead.
It's true though. We have the examples in TJ Hawkinson and McCaffrey. I mean, you got to use Nyheim Hines. Right? You would think so.
He's supposed to be good to be a slot. He could be in the
James Cook. Oh my God. Use him. I'm top. Look, man, and I don't want to sound. I don't care what people think, bro. Listen, McDermott, get off your high horse about playing these rookies, man.
it's frustrating.
If Brandon Beane said, well, Khalil Shakir is the second best pick that I've ever made, then use him. Use him. Why are you putting Bum McKenzie out there? Why? You use James Cook. He looked good last week in the limited time. Use Devin Singletary more. Like it's like they want to be a Josh Allen centric offense, but they don't want to be, right? Like you got to put Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league, you ask me, but you got to be able to supplement, man, his usage and get these other guys going if you're gonna make a run in the playoffs. You got to.
Man, what's your prediction for this game? I done got annoyed, man. What's your prediction for this game?
I think the Bills lose this game if Josh Allen does not play. I would say it's 23-16 Vikings. I don't Case Keenum. I mean, we've seen what he is. I just don't think that. I mean, you almost have to call a different style of offense for Case Keenum than you would Josh Allen because Case Keenum is nowhere near the athlete Josh Allen is. So it's kind of good in the sense that maybe this will be the week if he doesn't play, where they're going to have to rely on Nyheim Hines. They're going to have to rely on Singletary and Cook and maybe Khalil Shakir. They got to figure something out offensively. This is a good test for the offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey, to cause some diversity in this offense, man. It's time to start mixing it up. Now we saw the first 5-6 weeks where teams were still trying to figure him out. I think teams kind of have an idea of him now. So how is he going to bounce back from this? Where do you go from here? It's going to be a big test, to see where he's at this season.
See, that's what I said the other day to Bruce when Bruce was on the code of conduct. I'm like, well, I think this week might be the week where I think we might surprise teams because I think now Ken Dorsey has to be a little more creative because he doesn't have Josh Allen. So I think now we might actually get play calls that do get James Cook involved, that do get Hines and all these other guys involved in the way that they should be successful. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I think I'm rolling with you. I think I'm going to say, I even hate picking against the Bills, but I'm going to go, if Josh doesn't play, I'm going to go 21-17. And I'm going in favor of the Vikings. If Josh plays, I mean, I think they still try to protect his arm, so he won't be the Josh that we're used to. It's not going to be 40 throws out there. So even still, I think, if Josh plays, if we win, it's going to be close, like 23-20, something like that. But man, it sucks. It sucks. But anyway, let's lighten it up or it's not actually lightening it up. But today was the funeral for one of hip hop's royalties, man. And I know I'm not a huge Migos fan, and I've been vocal about that prior to the death of Takeoff. But I respect those guys, and I respect what they've done. I know you've been kind of listening to Takeoff and to the Migos a lot lately. This show we haven't done it much this year, but I'll be trying to get some hip hop talk in there. What is just I don't know, just talk a little bit about your fandom and the music and just whatever. I mean, I always like to try and pay respects to somebody when they pass away like this. And like I said, he Takeoff he was one of those dudes from what I gathered that like he wasn't even drama for people. Like he was one of those dudes, one of the most quiet dudes, stayed in his lane, respected by everybody. So for this to happen is a tragedy. And but yeah, let's talk a little bit about how you feel about him and the funeral and everything that happened.
Yeah, man, Takeoff, and we've talked about this for years, but the Migos is one of my favorite groups of all time. And Takeoff and Young Dolph are my favorite rappers, and I've said, I'm not one of those dudes that, well, just because they died, I've been telling you this since I've known you, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I've been on this for a long time, but Takeoff, man, it hurts. It still hurts. Seeing Young Dolph die, it hurts. All these rappers getting shot and killed, and it's sad. But the cool thing that I really appreciate about Takeoff is that, like, he wanted to be different. From a lyrical standpoint, like, you've been putting me on to like real actual bars, like to see the evolution. If you go look at Takeoff in the beginning and you look at him now, you see the nuance in his style. Like he got a lot better. And this last album that they came out with, Unk and Few, the Only Built for Infinity Links, man, you really see Takeoff just murder. I mean, Quavo, I like Quavo, but he ain't Takeoff. And so, if you get time, man, go listen to Affinity Links. That's song number 1. Bars in the captions, they use So Fresh and So Clean. They sampled that.
Okay.
Chocolate is another one. That's a dope one. And then, if you go Messy and then Nothing Changed, man, he actually talks about dying, like examples of dying. Like it's life is so precious. It's crazy. Man, you just feel bad about how it all went down. Just the stories that's been coming out, and just watch. And I've been replaying the clips just because I'm the kind of person, man. I want to know. I want to know all the facts, and it broke my heart, man. And I haven't seen any of the clips from the funeral, and I don't think we probably won't even see any. But
Yeah.
dude, it's, and you taught me this. You always talk about, telling your family, your friends that you love them,
Mhm.
and Takeoff and Offset, man, they've been having this kind of thing going on about loyalty, right? And Offset left the Migos, and now because of that beef, they'll never be able to reconcile, bro.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you took a look at that instance, and I look at my life and go, man, like, life is too short to be having beef with people that you love, family
Yeah, for
members,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? So it's a lesson for all of us, man. Rest in peace, Takeoff. If you have an opportunity, that's the best way you can support that, man, is go listen to his music. Seriously. Go listen
Yeah.
to his music. Even if you don't like the Migos, if you don't like, just not your thing, just listen, just put the album on and just let it run for the whole, just do that. That's how you can help in this situation, because there's no other way you're going to be able to. We don't know the families personally like that, but it still hurts to this day, man.
Yeah, no, man, and like I said, first, yeah, if anybody's watching this or listening to this, like, make sure, if y'all got any beef with y'all family, man, it ain't worth it. Like, and I'm talking family, like, in
Yeah.
anybody you love, and it don't have to be blood, but I mean, when you call somebody family, when you love somebody like that, man, squash that stuff. It ain't even worth it. It's so much. I appreciate you saying that. I kind of taught you that, but I got that from, again, same thing, growing up and watching, you know, I'm sure everybody remembers when Tupac and Biggie were killed.
Yeah.
And then even recently, a couple years ago, man, it broke my heart when Nipsey Hussle was gone.
Oh, man.
And so and you talked about Dolph, you talked about, like, it's like the list can keep going. We
Yep.
can just keep talking about a lot of these guys that I grew up looking up to and listening to their music. And it's just like, it's depressing when you look at it from that standpoint. But then at the same time, they do have music that lives on forever. So like you said, one of the best ways to go and support him is to keep his memory alive is to go and listen to his music and man, party to it. Take off, and the boys will want you to party. They this is sad, but he was 29. So think about all of the music that they created and the legacy that he left at 20. He ain't even hit 30. And the stuff that he, you know what I mean? Like the
And he
accomplishments
was
there.
just coming up. Like this was the breakout for him, bro. And they took him. They took him over something stupid. Took him.
So yeah, everybody, what's the name of the album that they just dropped together? And like you said, without Offset?
Only Built for Infinity Links is the name of the album. And
so yeah, go check that album out. Well, I mean, you would.
You already know I do.
But so in all honesty, like, because I've been telling you for years, like, I don't really fool with the Migos. I don't like their style and blah, blah, blah. The last one they dropped together, like when they sampled
Ultra
the Temptations
3.
on that one, I'm gonna be honest with
you. We
talked
about that.
We did, and I told you then, like, I was like, okay, this one I can actually, because they was spitting. So but yeah, go ahead and support Takeoff. Go ahead and support the Migos and just try to keep his legacy alive on that, man. I've been listening to Nas drop today. That King's Disease 3. I'm gonna just tell y'all, man. It's not a classic. It ain't a 5 mic. It ain't one of those joints, but Nas is still just showing that he's playing with people when it comes to like rap. Like he just knows what he's doing. And also Buffalo's own, if y'all don't go and listen to my man Westside Gunn's new album that he dropped last week, just go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and listen to my dog, because I'm gonna just tell you, it is not. It ain't even kind of sort of a game with what they doing. Like every year he's dropping 1 or 2 projects, and it's like consistently good music. It's just Talk.
Hey, what does West Side Gun do? Do. Hey, for those of y'all who don't know, so when me and Smith was in Buffalo, dog, we were bumping West Side Gun, and we were just dying laughing when that man would go do.
His ad libs are probably some of the funniest in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
But yo, I rep my boys, and it's not just because they from Buffalo, but it's like for me, bars, hip hop, bars, and this is one of those albums too. I feel like Westside, don't beat me down, homie. I feel like a couple albums that he dropped, it was kind of like he was just like, look, I'm here for the culture, so I'm gonna drop some collabs, I'm gonna have some this, but he wasn't really like spitting the way I was used to him. Yo, this album, he's back like rapping, like he was rapping on the come up. So, you know what I mean? If y'all get a chance to go check his latest one out, Armani Caesar just dropped another one. So, like I said, my peoples, they be doing it, man. They dropping. Okay, so go and check my people out, get with them, and yeah. So shout out to my man Twan. Like I said, he wasn't able to join us this week. He's on bye week, so he decided to take some time off. I know you got some stuff coming this weekend, intentional ground and dropping this week. So what's happening, man? Like, let's talk about that real quick. And if you got any articles or something, let's get to it.
Yeah, man. So I'll be back this week with intentional grounding, man. Talk about this Vikings game. I got some aspects from watching the Vikings on film that I'm going to share. That's gonna be popping. Again, I'm not guaranteeing the Bills' victory if Josh Allen doesn't play, but it'll at least continue to give us some insight on what to expect for this weekend. So I'll be dropping that 11 a.m. Sunday morning Eastern time. So be there.
Buffalo Rumblings is bringing it. We got all the content coming. We just dropped a show with Jerry Ostrowski, Sarah Larson, and my man Coach Schroeder. Check that joint out. It's called The 3-Man Rush. We got Time to Shine coming back. So tomorrow, or not tomorrow, I keep feeling like today's Saturday. Sunday, right after the game, it's going to be a call-in show. So we're going to be able to let people call in, jump in on the show, tell us how you feel. We got Buffalo late night coming, starting with us Monday night. We got we just doing it. I got a big announcement coming next week. We're adding more talent to Buffalo Rumblers, man. So let's get it. Code of Conduct is back. Chop Up, all of this. We doing it. And y'all know how we do it over here. Y'all take care of each other, love each other, live in peace, and as always, stay positive, test negative. Go Bills.
Go Bills. Go.